Good morning, Shemstars. Welcome to computer class. Today we will start with new chapter, that is chapter number 9, using list and tables in HTML5, in which today we will cover types of list, that is ordered list and description list. So let us start with our first topic, that is list. Whether it is the minutes of meeting, a list of items, or the table of content of a document, you will find the uses of list in all. A list is the most efficient way of presenting information in a precise manner. It helps in making important points stand out more clearly, thereby grabbing a visitor's attention. HTML supports different elements to create a list for displaying items in a specific order. A list can be defined in different styles. The types of list that HTML provides are, let me write here as well, the types of list. The first one is unordered. Second is ordered. And third one is description. So let's now start with unordered list, which is first type of list. As we want to create this in HTML, then we will be writing as HTML opener tag. Similarly, we need to close it because it is a container tag. Head, close head, and here we will be using title. And here let's write my web page and close this title. Next section of ours is body, and we need to close this body, and within this rest of all our tags will be contained. When we are trying to do unordered list, I'm taking a list of items for ordered list. Sorry, unordered list. It is UL, that is unordered list. Even this is a container tag, and within this we will be writing first list item. LI stands for list item as pen. I'm closing it. Similarly, we can make a copy paste of a number of things, right? And instead of pen we can also write pencil, we can write stencil, we can write another item as eraser, and we can also write here, let's say clipboard. And after completing all this, I will be saving my file. Let it be on desktop. I'm naming it as class 8.html. Now here there is an error which I have intentionally created for you, which is a gap. If you are inserting a gap in between file name, then it won't be accepted and won't be recognized. So better remove this gap, or you can also add an underscore. Similarly, if any student who is having name as Amit Sharma, then even you can check here that there is a gap, either remove it or add underscore, right? So this is the naming rule for HTML files. So I'm using class 8 and saving on desktop. Desktop is here. Let's check here. Right click on it. You can open it with either Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, or Microsoft Edge. I'm using Internet Explorer to show this. So here is the list of items which we have. Now if we want to add CSS to this, for that we are going back here. Here we will write style type is equal to text oblique CSS, close it, close the style, and here we can give let's say that I want to include li and its color must be green. So this is a small tag which we have, this is small attribute which we have included. I've saved this file. Coming back to my browser, here there is some error due to which this has not been implemented. Let's go back to our page, and here we can check. Here is a spelling mistake of style, make a correction of it, and then again back to our browser, refresh screen, and here you can check that this has turned to green. Similarly, if you want to add a background color to it, we can also write background color. For that, we will be including it in body, and then background hyphen color will be RGB, and here we can include an RGB code where its initial value is 0 and it can go to a maximum of 255. Right now, first code 0 is for red, next is for green, and next is for blue. So this is the reason why we call it RGB, that is red, green, blue. So first one, red, green is maximum, and blue is 0. So this is the reason why background will become green. Back to our browser. There is one more mistake here, and we can check these are curly braces. Save it, back to browser, and you can check here green color has been added to its background. And if you want to make a mixture of any two colors, I've made a mixture of green and blue, then let's check. It will be cyan, and you can also decrease this. Let's say it is not it can be in between 0 to 255. Let's say I'm making it to 190, any number in between these two. Save this file, move back, and then refresh. Right, so you can play with these colors. Also, you can use hexadecimal codes where it starts with a hash symbol, then it is added up with 000000, where first two are red, next two are green, next two are blue. So these numbers go like, let me show you. I'm taking my Excel file to demonstrate this. These codes are starting from 0, 1, and so on up to 15. And as you know, when 0 to 15, because 0 is also included, this is the reason why these are total 16. So hence it is called hexa, where hexa means 6, decimal means 10, hexadecimal means 6 plus 10 is 16. So we name it like this: 0, 1, because memory contains only one place to store this, so it will store one digit properly, but it won't be able to store 10, 11, 12, 13 and so on, because these are two digit numbers. So this is the reason why it will be able to store, instead of 10A, instead of 11B, then C, D, E and F. So here are your hexadecimal numbers, right? So do remember these codes, where F stands for maximum and 0 stands for minimum, and in between you can use any of the hexadecimal code. Let's get back to it. 0, it means nothing is added, and this will turn to black. You can check here, this is black background. If we are making all maximum, then let's check, it will turn to white because combination of all colors is white. And if we make a change here, let's say I want to make only red, no green, no blue, then it will turn to red. So you can again play with these hexadecimal codes. Now let's proceed with another one. And instead of making this UL, I'm writing here type is equal to, and here I will be using another type, that is square. I'm saving it, back to code. I've made a change here. I've typed UL type in small characters, and now let's make this background as a bit lighter. Let it be cyan. I'm saving it, and then here back to my browser, and you can check here, this is in form of a square. Again back to notepad file, instead of square I'm writing here circle, save it. So this is circle, and try to use small characters. Disk and circle. You can check here, circle is actually an empty circle, and disk is a solid circle. So problem lies in writing here capital. If you write capital, then it won't be able to identify your code. Even you can find an encounter that in case if you're writing capital, then it won't be accepting your codes. Now next part of ours start with OL. Rest everything will remain same, and instead of this UL I'm writing OL, that is ordered list. Let's try to identify. I've saved this document using Control S. Moving back to my browser, and you can check here by default it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In a similar manner, like by default UL is disk. Similarly by default this is number 1, 2, 3. Now we can also write here type is equal to, instead of this I'm typing capital A. Save it. You can check here capital ABC, or I, which stands for Roman numbers, or capital I, it means capital 1, 2, 3 in Roman numbers. Now let it be 1, 2, 3 only, but here I am going to write here start is equal to, let's say 5, and you can check here it is starting now from 5. Similarly, if you are using A, but here don't use like any E or F, you will be using numbers only, and you can check here that it will start from E, right? So this is how you can start it with some another numbers also, right? Now let's proceed with the next topic of ours, and that is third type of list, and that is definition list. It means that we can add a definition or description to a list. For that I am removing all this. And here I am going to write as D, where D stands for definition and L stands for list. Since it is also a container tag, I will be closing it with DL. Now definition term, I am using DNA. and then its definition data, right? Or we can also call it definition description. And here I'm writing its definition that DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, right? So here our definition ends. Let's save it, back to our browser, refresh your screen, and you can check here. This is definition term and this is definition description. Now if you want to make a change in style of this definition term, let's say that we want to change its color, then we will write color as red. I'm saving it, and you can check here that color is now red. Now if we want to change it to uppercase, see here I've added one semicolon. Semicolon means that I want to write one more property of it. Then I will be using one more property, and that is text transform, right? There it is, let's say uppercase. Save it. Now you can check here, this is now uppercase. In a similar manner, if you want font size, font hyphen size, I want to add, let's say 30 pixels. Save it, back to browser, and you can check here, this has been changed to 30 pixels. So as many number of definitions you want to add, you can add. Let's say if you want to add it to this as well, and I want to write what is RNA. I'm writing definition description here. RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. And here I'm going to close this DD. Rather, we must do this for the previous code as well. I'm saving it, going back and check here. So this is the benefit and beauty of CSS, that again and again manually we need not to make a change here in making this as capital, making this as capital, because once it is declared that this has to be uppercase, then by default it's for each and every term. Wherever it's written DT, it will make it capital. So we need not to worry about it, whether it's capital or small. Once we have done it in uppercase, it is then applied to each and every one. Let's save it. So in today's class, we were able to understand types of list, that is unordered list, ordered list, and description list. So do practice for all these three types of list, and also include your CSS code in order to add styles. Thank you, Shemstars. That's all for today. You can drop your queries on the Google Classroom. Take care.